Congratulations on settling your case. So, the first time I ever settled a case as a young attorney, I kind of thought someone was going to walk in with a check and a release, and I was going to be able to give my client their money like same day, and then I'd get paid, and this would all be wrapped up in 24, 48 hours. I was wrong. That is just not how it works. So, let's talk about what the process looks like from here. The first thing that's going to happen is now that we've gotten some settlement, there's going to be a release. Unfortunately, we can't really control how fast that moves. Some lawyers get us that release within like 24, 48 hours. Others take like almost an entire month to give it to us. I know that's unfair. We will lean on them and we will push them to give us the release, but there's going to be a document they want you to sign that basically says, hey, I'm dropping my lawsuit. I'm not going to sue you again. I'm waiving all my claims in exchange for this money I'm getting. Once that comes in, we're going to review that for anything weird, anything out of the ordinary, anything that doesn't line up with what we agreed to. That's important, and that does also take time. So please give us a little bit of time to do that. You don't want us reading it the second it comes in and then flipping it to you because we might miss something. Then we're going to get it to you for signature. If it requires a notary, we're going to email it to you probably, or you can come into our office and we'll do it for you. And if it doesn't, we're going to send it to you for e-signature. Please read it carefully. I want you to ask us questions about this document if you don't understand it, okay? So that's the release. The next step, and sometimes they happen kind of at the same time or out of order, but the next step is the check. If you don't have a mortgage on your property, the check is probably just going to come with your name and our name. We will get it deposited in our trust account. That's an account that the bar requires us to have. The interest actually goes to the bar. We don't get it. It's going to sit in there for 2 weeks. That's how long it takes for a check to actually clear the bank. I'm not talking about the 24, 48 hours that your Chase account takes to show the money available. I'm talking about how long it actually takes for the banks to communicate back and forth and say, okay, there is no chance this money is coming back. At the 2 weeks, your funds will be eligible for distribution. Your attorney will prepare what's called a distribution form or a disbursement form. You will look at it. You'll make sure you agree with everything. You'll sign off. We'll get all the funds distributed according to that document. What if you have a mortgage company? This is where it gets really frustrating, and I want you to understand that we're just as frustrated as you, but we're in it together and we'll work with you. These mortgage companies make up their own rules. They do what they want. Sometimes they make up their own rules and then change their rules in the middle of the process. So we have a couple of dedicated staff that work with also another company called Inc. And between Inc. and our dedicated staff, we will work tirelessly to get these checks processed. But it's a little bit of a black box because the mortgage company makes up their own rules. So we'll take this check, we'll give you some forms to sign that allow us to communicate with the mortgage company and allow this other company, Inc., to communicate with them. And we will start harassing the mortgage company, either ourselves or through Inc., to get this check processed. I've seen that go really fast. I've seen that go 2-3 days. I've seen that take a couple of months. It really depends on your mortgage company, and it really depends on a number of other factors. So I'm going to ask you to be patient. You're not bothering us by asking for updates. That is fine. But I want you to understand that if it has a mortgage company on it, we legally and ethically cannot take that check and deposit that until the mortgage company endorses that check. Okay? If the mortgage company decides to keep the check, which sometimes they do, we will get it processed and we will do our best to get your funds released to you, as well as make sure your attorney fees and costs are covered as well from that, okay? But either way, just stay in communication with us, listen to us, and be prepared sometimes to hear there's no update. The mortgage company is going to move at the speed it's going to move, but we will work on getting this check processed for you as fast as possible. Now, if you have a weird, unique situation, such as an SBA loan, we'll work with you on a case-by-case basis there because you could have a million different situations and it's not all one size fits all, but we will work on getting you your funds.